from the WYLN studios in Hazleton, Pennsylvania. WYLN Evening Edition at 5:30 starts right now.
Good evening. It's Monday, November 21st, 2016. I'm Paula Degnan in for Ann Gownley. Hazleton police arrested a man in a stabbing early this morning. Police were called to the 400 block of West Broad Street after midnight. When they arrived, officers found a victim who had a laceration to the hand from a knife. The victim identified 31-year-old Johan Zorilla Tejeda as the individual who allegedly assaulted him. Tejeda was taken into custody in the 700 block of West 9th Street without incident. He's charged with aggravated assault along with several other counts and is currently behind bars in Luzerne County Prison. So far, no motive for a murder-suicide involving two adults and a child over the weekend. Investigators say 23-year-old Zachary Yashkas shot and killed his former girlfriend, 21-year-old Sheree Thompson, on McLean Street in Wilkes-Barre early Saturday morning. He then grabbed their 3-year-old son Xander, got into his car, and headed north on Interstate 81. When he got to Pittston, that's when investigators say he pulled into the median, shot the child, then turned the gun on himself. The child was still alive when crews arrived, but later died at the hospital. A Nanticoke man is facing charges after police say he entered the apartment of a female relative and tried to have sex with her on Friday. 36-year-old Glenn Wildonner allegedly came to the woman's apartment on East Washington Street, touched her inappropriately, and offered her money to have sex with him. At one point, she said she was going to take the garbage outside. That's when she called police. Wildonner is now facing charges. He's in Luzerne County Prison. A new law has taken effect allowing Pennsylvania residents with minor criminal convictions that are at least a decade old to have them sealed. The records would remain accessible to law enforcement and would not appear in state courts' online records. By one estimate, about a third of the state's working-age adults have some type of criminal record, a past that can make it difficult to find a job. The law took effect last week. Any punishment must have been completed and defendant must have remained arrest-free for a decade. There's also a $132 fee. The process is different than expungement, which permanently removes criminal records. It's also different from a pardon, which is a much more complicated process and includes an application to the State Board of Pardons. Today, crews were back on the scene of a mine subsidence that WYLN told you about last week. Crews were at the home in Schuylkill County today, putting beams in the yard and trying to stabilize the home. It was last Saturday evening the yard of the home on Park Place Road subsided, causing a family of 6 to evacuate the house. The mine subsidence left a hole 30 feet deep, measuring 35 by 40 feet wide in the area. The Quick family has not been living in the house since and is eager to get back home, but there's still no word on if or when the family will be able to return. High winds and nasty weather early today caused a utility pole to fall in Klein Township. Residents were alerted of the incident around 9 this morning. Part of the Calares Road was shut down to traffic while crews from PPL were called to the scene to fix the broken utility pole. The road was reopened just before 11. There were no reports of any injuries or major damage in that incident in Klein Township. A dinner was held Friday night to bring all ethnicities in the Hazleton area together. Diversity Night took place at the HIP Center, or Hazleton Integration Project. It included a meal and music. Over 300 students and families attended from Heights Terrace, the Arthur School, and the HIP Center. Principal at the Arthur Street School, Phil Latella, talks about the history of Diversity Night.
Heights Terrace, with such a multicultural population, that we wanted to do something to serve everybody. So we came up with the Diversity Night. When I moved over to the Hazel Township Early Learning Center in Arthur Street, and Ben became the director of the HIP Center, I thought it would be a great marriage between our two schools and the HIP Center to celebrate our diversity.
Executive Director of the HIP Center, Ben Medina, says the families did not have to pay anything to attend.
Yeah, American Eagle is one of our sponsors this year. Integrity Staffing Solution, they also help us to get funding to bring the DJ, to bring other food. So, and we also have Luzerne County Community College. We have other agencies that wanted to be part of this.
This was the second diversity night held at the Hip Center, with hopes to hold another one in the future. This past Saturday was the annual Wilkes-Barre Christmas Parade and tree lighting in Public Square. Families and children of all ages gathered in downtown Wilkes-Barre and anxiously awaited the arrival of Santa.
We try to get down here every year to see Santa. Definitely have to come this year when the weather's nice because it's her first Christmas, her first parade. We try to stay for the tree lighting. And she's wearing her little Santa outfit. This was actually my firstborn's outfit when she was a baby. So we decided to pull it out of the attic and get her dressed up for the parade.
The tree lighting was held right after the parade with colored lights brightening Public Square. The Christmas tree was given to Tasha Gibson in 1989, and she generously donated it to the city for everyone.
I was in Christian school. We went and sang for a VFW, and they donated this tree to me for Arbor Day.
After the parade and the tree lighting, Santa stuck around for pictures. All the proceeds went to Valley Santa. It was perfect parade weather right until Santa arrived. Then that was the change. Was it Santa who brought the snow? And is it over yet? Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk, what do you have to say about all this?
Does that answer your question?
Was it Santa?
Tell you what, it's definitely feeling like winter across our area right now, and looks like we're going to be stuck in this cold pattern for a while at least. I'll let you know what we can expect, as well as the travel weather coming up in just a few. Paula?
Thanks, Joe. Coming up next, over the river, and maybe if you're heading through the woods, wherever your travel takes you, you won't be alone on the roads. WILN's Abby Piskel has the details on getting there safely, plus more news, sports, and it's Medical Monday. Stay tuned.
You're watching WYLN News with Ann Gownley, video journalists Mike Lula and Julie Stefanovich, Paula Degnan, Gary Perna, Abby Piskel, and Aaron Harvey. Sports with Eric DeBerardinis and John Eric Poli, and weather with Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbaczyk.
Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. It's spelled different because we are different. Physical is unlike any therapy center you've been to before. If you're tired of living in pain, if you want to move better, overcome an injury or balance disorder, or you just want to improve your strength and conditioning, our highly skilled team of medical experts will help you get back to living the life you enjoy. New mentality, new body, new life. Get physical.
When your car won't start one cold winter morning, call Paul's Auto Center. He offers mobile battery service along with 24-hour towing and recovery. With 2 locations to serve you, Beaver Meadows and Hazelton. AAA members are welcome. Lockouts, flat tires, winch outs, paint and body repairs, not to mention complete car and truck repairs. All this and more at Paul's Auto Center. Call 570-455-8418.
Tickets are now on sale for the annual Sounds of the Season concert at the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton. Ring in the holidays with performances by the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Robert Lagana, Fabergé Follies, Fabergé School of Dance, Hazleton Philharmonic Big Band Sound, the Tin Roof Brass Band, and narration by Reverend Anthony Generose. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children. Sounds of the Season is brought to you by these businesses.
It's that time of the year again. We pack up the car and hit the road to see our relatives. Many people will be traveling over the next several weeks, whether it be for Turkey Day or ringing in the new year. But before you head out, you should know what to look out for while traveling so you can keep you and your family and everyone else on the road safe. WILN's Abby Piskel has more.
There certainly is no place like home for the holidays, and since the holiday season is just right around the corner, we want to make sure that everyone stays safe. The Wednesday before Thanksgiving is one of the busiest travel days of the year as families gather together, causing a higher amount of traffic on the roads.
Thanksgiving holiday, always a very big travel day, and estimates prove that it's going to be an even bigger one than it has been previously. A lot of cars on the roadway moving to their family's house for Thanksgiving and exploring a holiday. We just want people to know to make sure they wear their seatbelt, to give themselves plenty of time so they're not in a rush. Drive, get plenty of rest before you drive so you're not driving tired. And just take your time. We want you to get to your location and spend your time with your family in a safe way.
Also, with daylight savings and the sky getting dark earlier, deer season, and the winter weather, there are more safety precautions that can be taken while on the road.
Well, this is the time of year that, as the old cliche says, from Atlantic to Pacific, the traffic is terrific. There are a lot of cars on the road. It's also a time of year where there's going to be more deer on the road as we get into the first day of deer season. The nights it's getting dark much earlier now. And so with all of that taking place and inevitably snow coming in, we want to make sure that people are safe. What we can do on the roads to make sure we are safe, make sure you put down your phone, don't text and drive, make sure that you never drink and drive. If you had too much to drink, call somebody else, wear your seatbelt, and don't speed. Those are 4 tips that if we would just follow those 4 things, the vast majority of the crashes that we see on our highways would be eliminated.
Of course, this is the time of year where there is always plenty of food, and sometimes with it comes plenty of drink for those of the legal drinking age. If you are of the legal drinking age, please be aware of how much alcohol you are consuming and never get behind the wheel of a car after drinking.
Thanksgiving is the busiest time of year for traffic, and so it's one of those times of year that we don't think about drinking and driving, but there's actually a lot of drinking and driving that's taking place as well, because people get together with their family. Many times they're getting together and they don't even realize that they've had too much to drink. But it's important to remember that even buzz driving is drunk driving, and so even if you just had a little bit too much to drink and you think this not a party like you typically associate with maybe New Year's Day or the 4th of July or those type of holidays, if you've had too much to drink and you're even buzzed, that's considered drunk driving, so don't get behind the wheel.
As always, state police will be out and on extra high alert for anyone who is not obeying traffic laws.
We'll always be out over the holiday for enforcement aspects of things to take aggressive drivers, speeders, drunk drivers off the roadway, so that those people that are moving to their locations for the holiday or just moving around town, getting ready for the holiday, can do so safely.
Again, those at PennDOT and Pennsylvania State Police want to remind everyone to always wear the seatbelt, never text and drive, and if you are consuming alcohol, if you are the legal drinking age, don't get behind the wheel of the car, and always make sure that you have a designated driver. We here at WILN want to wish everyone a safe and happy holiday season. In Hazel Township, for WILN News, I'm Abby Piskel.
And of course, heading out on the roads, what will it mean as far as the weather's concerned? Coming up next, Chief Meteorologist Joe Garbacik will tell us about the full forecast. Plus, Ting O will take it away because it's Medical Monday. Stay tuned.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
It's Black Friday all month long at Berger Buick GMC Cadillac Route 93 Hazel Township.
Save over $6,000 on the purchase of this 2016 Buick Encore all-wheel drive or lease it for $189 a month. Save over $2,500 on the purchase of this 2017 GMC Terrain or lease it for $189 a month. Save over $9,700 on the purchase of this 2016 GMC Yukon Denali.
Berger Buick GMC Cadillac Route 93 Hazel Township.
Berger family dealerships, drive with experience. The Victoria story's a glorious story, the sweetest that's ever been told. They found they were handy at making fine candy for family and friends to behold. Word spread through the land that Victoria's candies would one day be leading the rest. Now that day is here, for the facts are quite clear that Victoria's candies are best.
Well, it continues to be very cold across our area. We had it on Sunday and today, and the wind is really whipping around across our area, and that, of course, is making it feel much colder than what the actual air temperature indicates. And it's going to be another cold night across our area tonight, going into tomorrow, another cold one. And if you want to warm up, all we can do is 40s in a 7-day forecast, and even a chance of some rain heading into our Thanksgiving. Onto the numbers, and it is bone-chillingly cold with a temperature of 30 dropping into the 20s. And again, we got those stiff winds to contend with across our area, which continue to whip up across our region, and that's making it feel even colder. Temperature-wise, all we could do for the day, we really didn't warm things up at all for the high and the low. Couldn't go too far temperature-wise, 33 and 26. The split in temperatures, and there you can see that wind gust coming in at over 40 miles per hour. Onto the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. I got some snow showers out there, and it just is, no matter where you go, quite cold with temperatures generally in the 30s, even some upper 20s out in western PA and down toward the south and east. Generally temperatures are near 40 degrees. And those winds, these are sustained winds, they really are cranking up across our area. Sustained winds anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour, even in excess of that, especially when you look at those wind gusts across our area. And we've been dealing with that wind, and we've been dealing with some of that snow we had not too long ago. And it's really not going anywhere because it's been cold. Even tomorrow, we're only going to be getting up to 32 degrees. That's it. Mix of clouds and sunshine. A little bit milder, but still quite chilly for our Wednesday and Thursday. Thanksgiving on Thursday. Looks like we'll have a chance of some rain, even maybe a little bit of some freezing rain on the onset of it. And then as we go into our Black Friday, maybe a rain or snow shower around in the 30s. And then by the weekend and going into early next week, that's when I think should get back up into the 40s for daytime high temperatures. So again, it looks like Thanksgiving, going to have to deal with some rain, maybe a period of some freezing rain, but not expecting anything that devastating in terms of winter weather. So we'll have more for you coming up after the break.
The Cheese Store and More is your one-stop shop for holiday favorites. Order your cookie trays, your meat trays, and baskets now. The last day to order is December 8th. So call or stop in today and remember their holiday hours.
Tickets are now on sale for the annual Sounds of the Season concert at the Alice C. Wiltsey Performing Arts Center in Hazleton. Ring in the holidays with performances by the Hazleton Philharmonic Orchestra under the direction of Robert Lagana, Fabergé Follies, Fabergé School of Dance, Hazleton Philharmonic Big Band Sound, the Tin Roof Brass Band, and narration by Reverend Anthony Generos. Tickets are $10 for adults and $5 for children. Sounds of the Season is brought to you by these businesses.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
It's Medical Monday with Ting O from Physical Therapy and Balance Centers in Hazleton. This week, Ting O warns us about the dangers of always looking down at your cell phone. Ting O, take it away.
Hi, this is Ting O.
I'm Kathy O from Physical Therapy and Balance Center.
And welcome to Medical Monday. Today, we're talking about one of the problems that is happening with medical technology. I don't know if you've noticed, but everywhere we go these days, we come across people like this, either texting, surfing the net, or playing games like Kathy is right now. The problem is our head isn't designed to be like that, and there's a lot of people that have been developing problems with their neck and shoulders and resulting in strains and pains in the area. It's happened enough that it's now become known as text neck. When our head is straight up and down, it actually weighs around about 10 to 12 pounds. So when your head is straight up and down, it's directly above your shoulders, and there's very minimal muscle force that needs to be used to hold your head upright. But researchers have actually found that when we get into the texting position, the weight of the head actually exerts a 60-pound pressure on the muscles of the neck and shoulders. So over time, that really creates a lot of strain on the shoulders and the joints and the discs of the neck, resulting in a lot of people developing problems with neck strains, discal injuries, and also muscle strains. So aside from spending less time on the cell phone, what can you do? One is make sure that you take a break every now and then. Most people recommend around about 20-30 minutes. Make sure you stop, get up into a nice straight position, roll your shoulders, stretch your neck. Do something aside from letting your head down. And what that does is it gives the muscles a break and lets them reset so that they're ready for the next bout. Number two, you can bring the tablet or the cell phone up to your eyes. Now that is something that can be difficult if you're not used to it, but there's actually an app for that, would you believe? The app is called Text Neck Indicator. What it does is it gives you a little red face on the side of your cell phone, and when it's at an angle that's good for reading, it'll actually light up green. If it's at an angle where you're at risk of developing neck pains, it'll light up red, so it'll give you an indicator of what it's like to be in a good posture. And number three, obviously look after your neck. If you're going to be on the phone a lot, make sure you get those neck muscles looked after. Go visit a body worker, physical therapist, massage therapist, chiropractor, and make sure that you're ready for your daily stresses that you put on your neck.
Call Physical Therapy and Balance Centers for a free 20-minute question and answer session. 501-1808. Physical Therapy and Balance Centers, 1324 North Church Street in Hazel Township, or visit them online at hazeltonpt.com.
The Victoria story's a glorious story, the sweetest that's ever been told. They found they were handy at making fine candy for family and friends to behold. Word spread through the land that Victoria's candies would one day be leading the rest. Now that day is here, for the facts are quite clear that Victoria's candies are best.
Physical Therapy and Balance Centers. It's spelled different because we are different. Physical is unlike any therapy center you've been to before. If you're tired of living in pain, if you want to move better, overcome an injury or balance disorder, or you just want to improve your strength and conditioning, our highly skilled team of medical experts will help you get back to living the life you enjoy. New mentality, new body, new life. Get physical.
Not out of the norm to see Berwick in the district championship game. Unusual for the Bulldogs to be there without George Curry, but that's where they were on Friday. Frank Sheptock appearing in the district final in his first year as head coach, taking on North Pocono for the D2 for a crown. The Trojans control most of the night. Matt Craig, 65 yards, book it. The Dogs managed just 2 field goals from the foot of Ken Marshman. It's Craig and North Pocono, just too much. They captured the title, 21-6 is the final. Harmon Guy Stadium, a 2A state playoff host. Dunmore looking to remain unbeaten up against York Catholic. The Fighting Irish strike first, but Kyle Lasher hits back 5 times, 5 touchdowns for Lasher. The Bucks erase a 12-point deficit and go on to win by 12, 47-35. Ligonier Valley is next. In 6A, Williamsport hangs on to an impressive 35-28 W over State College, advancing to the state quarterfinals rather. Well, they'll get Pittsburgh Central Catholic. And on Saturday in 2A, Schuylkill Haven cruised by perennial power West Catholic, 41-12. The final on that one. The Hurricanes will now face defending state champ Southern Columbia this Saturday. Prior to the season, Marion Catholic girls volleyball coach John Falabelle didn't know if his Phillies would be able to make another state run. Well, they proved him wrong, reaching Saturday's Class A championship, but inexperience was on display against a powerful Greensburg Central Catholic squad. The Centurions swept Marion to claim the crown over the Phillies for the second time in 3 years. In bad weather, the kicking game typically suffers, or at the very least is less reliable. Not the case for Penn State's Tyler Davis on Saturday. For his 15-point effort against Rutgers today, the junior was named Big Ten Co-Special Teams Player of the Week. In a mix of rain, sleet, snow, Davis connected on 4 of 4 field goals and 3 of 3 extra points in the shutout win over the Scarlet Knights. Nittany Lions now 9-2 with 1 regular season game remaining. That's Saturday at home versus Michigan State. A weekend update. The Baby Pens are still the best team in the AHL, but they're now without one of their most consistent faces. Wilkes-Barre Scranton won 4-3 on Friday over Bridgeport, and then they won 4-3 on Saturday in overtime over Hershey. Before that Saturday matchup, the organization traded defenseman Reed McNeil to the St. Louis Blues in exchange for right winger Danny Cristo. McNeil has been with the Baby Pens for the last 5 seasons, tallying 25 points. Now, Cristo has put together 3 straight 20-plus goal seasons in the AHL, and he'll report to Wilkes-Barre Scranton. Sunday, one of Northeastern Pennsylvania's most prolific basketball players ever passed away. Jean Guarillia, a Dorrier native and Dorrier High School graduate, died at the age of 79. Guarillia won 4 NBA championships as a part of the Boston Celtics dynasty in the late 1950s and early 1960s. After his retirement from pro basketball, he became a teacher and coach at Pittston Area High School. In 2015, the Patriots named their court after Guarillia. That's it for sports. Stay tuned.
It's a Black Friday sales event all month long at Berger Mazda, Route 93, Hazel Township.
2016 Mazda 3i Touring, 0% financing or lease for only $169 a month. 2016 Mazda 6i Sport, 0% financing or lease for only $189 a month. 2016 Mazda CX-3, 0% financing or lease for only $219 a month.
At Berger Mazda, Route 93, Hazel Township.
Berger Family Dealerships, drive with experience.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
All right, here's what we got over the next couple of days. And, well, I wish I could give you higher temperatures than that, but we've been fortunate this time of year, and, you know, we're not too long from December. It's just around the corner. 32 degrees for tomorrow, 37. Looks like it'll be dry for Wednesday. Not the case for Thursday. Some rain around in the upper 30s. It's going to be that damp, raw, cold type of rain that will be out there. And then for Black Friday going into the weekend, gets a little bit warmer. With all things considered, we'll be back up into the 40s.
Well, when you get sick,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell everybody that you don't have socks on.
Yeah, there you go.
Can you believe that? He doesn't
He
have
likes
socks.
the
Wait,
flip-flops.
It's ready for Thanksgiving. Are you ready? Are you ready?
I didn't even see you hiding that.
Ready?
I like it.
You like that?
Yeah.
I'm gonna
You're
give-
always good with the props.
I'm going to give
You're
you
good.
this to put on your feet.
Okay.
Can you make the noise now?
Do I have to?
Well, no, you don't have to. But what the heck? Happy Thanksgiving and all those in between.
There we go.
Thank you.
They're laughing at me. That's all right.
It's better than trying to make a noise like stuffing. No?
Yeah. I didn't know that.